del Garda. We have the kids are out on the water right now. It's very light wind. It seems like the wind is picking up a little bit right now, but we will have to wait and see if the starting procedure is very soon.
Yes, and we are hosting this from Road to Gold here in Riva del Garda, Track Level Riva, and I am Tom Tern,
My name is Lova Forsen.
and we are now watching the starting vessel. They are waiting for starting procedure, I think.
Yes, we have approximately 30 sailors out on the water today. It will be maximum of 3 races, no discards. The course for today, it's a upwind downwind course with 2 loops.
And we are testing the stream today. We are flying all the way from the club, so we're 3 kilometers away from the race course. And we have 4 minutes to the starts. We will also try to improve the connection because we had set up everything and then the rain started. So we had to move indoors really quickly.
So the sailors has been doing 1 start already an hour ago, but it was too light wind, so they abandoned the race. So we will see how if the wind stays like this, or if it will drop again.
While we wait for the start, we will also try some setups with internet. So let's see. Okay, questo qua è 0,2 più euro. Allora, è un tuo cellulare, dove è il sei no? Ok.
As you can see, we have a lot of sailors close to the committee boat, and a few sailors at the pennant. So we will see which side is more favored when the start goes.
Quindi usa 8 PD. Ok, grazie. Allora, io so che ci stanno con la fattura. La merce, quando la diminuzione.
As you can see, it looks like the wind has shifted a lot. So I think we can expect a new start, maybe. You can see also that it's because of the wind has shifted. It's a big pennant favorite right now.
Grazie. This is where I go 3,000. That's my max yesterday. Or the day before. So I don't think we can do it with the 3,500. That's the limit.
It's tight at the pennant. It will be very difficult. Yeah. The smarter decision is to tack after the start. You can see that a lot of sailors from the pennant side has done. So I think the issue for a lot of sailors was that the wind shifted in the middle of the starting procedure, so they couldn't go from the committee to the pennant fast enough. So as you can see, we have a big shift from the left right now. The wind is 6 knots, 6 to 8 knots right now. Hopefully the wind can stay like this for the rest of the race.
So all the guys internet action.
As you can see, looks like a right shift has arrived. A lot of sailors tack to starboard right now. That's an indication that the wind has shifted.
So we're experiencing some internet lag at the moment. And we are back live, Lua.
Yes.
Now with a little bit better internet. So hopefully the viewers can also follow the races. That looks like the wrong course. Or is it the correct
Yes.
one? Ah, no, they're still there. No, behind. So we have some way to go still. So here in the foreground we have Europe thingies. Have you ever tried sailing one, Lua?
Never.
I did. It's a fun boat, but been replaced by the Ilka as the main boat after the Optimist.
But as you saw on the first upwind, it looked like the right side was favored um, into the upwind mark. And if I saw right, we had the Italian guy, Andrea de Murtas, rounding the upwind mark on the first position. We will see. Yeah, as you can see, they are finishing the first race of the day.
So this was the first race. They haven't finished the race before this. We are a little bit out of the loop since we
Yes.
tried to set up the equipment. Make a call to the coaches out there to check the latest info.
As you can see, we have a downwind finish that is pretty unusual. Uh, the wind is still strong. It looks like it's maybe a little bit of rain right now. Uh,
Looks like just finished, no?
yes. So in the meantime, we can talk a little bit about the previous country cups here in Garda. Last year it was no wind, so it was no country cup, unfortunately. And then, so the region champion on the country cup is from 2023, and it was Henrik Wigfors, right?
Yeah, I think it was Henrik
Yes.
from Sweden who won that.
And that year it was a lot of wind on the country cup, but today we have different conditions.
Yeah, and I think the year before that was it Svet Marunic? Kanske?
I think so. From
I think it
Ukraine.
was him. And before that, maybe it was Becca Bannenband. I'm a little bit unsure. We will try to get the latest results so we can update you for the last race of the day. We will have to go back to the drone because really far from the racing area now. We're all the way in Fraglia Bella Riva, and this is more than 3.5 kilometers away. Tomorrow we will relocate to the racing area, and then we will be just a few 100 meters away from the racing course. So we're recalling the drone so that we are ready for the final race, and if we're lucky, we'll catch the whole race.
Yes. See you in a bit.
Then we're back, approaching the racing course. We have second race coming up. Wind has stabilized a bit. Looks like we have still light winds, but a little bit more than before. Starts. Yeah, they were actually already started, I think. So
We're a little bit late.
We barely missed it, but we're getting them close up soon. Looks like a few guys got penalties, or maybe that's a recall.
Yeah,
it's a recall.
it's a recall.
That's good for us because now we can cover it again. So today is a test day. We're trying the gear.
Yes.
And how is it working for us so far, Luva?
It will function better tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
most importantly, we're so much closer to the actually race area tomorrow. So, where would you want to start here, Luva? Do you think the sailors are trying to be at the boat end or closer to the pin?
I think they will be closer to the pennant as it looks right now.
Yeah, and I've been sailing here for a few days now, and I think we can safely say that the wind is shifting a lot, and there are huge gusts coming down. So could be pin, could be boat end just 1 minute later and then back.
Yeah, that we saw on the first race. There was a big left shift during the start, and then some minutes after it was a right shift coming.
Yeah, and actually it doesn't look so light anymore. It's more like 10 knots now.
No, it looks like the wind has picked up from last time we talked.
Probably there's some shift involved because we have postponed race. And we can also see the gas coming in clearly.
You can see the 8B went down. So I think they will start the starting procedure soon.
So who do you think is going to win this race, Riva? Do you have any favorites?
I think the Italian guy that I mentioned during the first race, Andrea De Murtas, I think he has a big chance of winning today.
Yeah, and this is home waters as well,
Yes.
so yes, an advantage. And there are many great sailors in this regatta, only the best ones from each country are participating. So the quality is very high. How do you think the racing differs because of the high level of the sailors?
I think especially in the start maybe that you can see that all of the sailors are good in the start. Sometimes when it's a bigger fleet, it's a mix of sailors from all kind of levels. So I mean the start is very important. So we will see here. The start looks.
And I remember that because everyone wants to win this regatta,
Yeah.
so they are all taking huge risks in the start.
Exactly.
There's no second place here. It's only gold or nothing.
But I mean, especially when it's so many good sailors, I think you also need to risk a little bit on the start.
Yeah, that's true. If you
Yeah.
play it safe, you will probably be behind anyway. So it looks like we have black flag also. So the sailors cannot be over the starting line the last minute.
I think the start is also more important, I think, this on the country cup, because the course is only like maybe 50 minutes. So the races are shorter than usual.
Yeah, and looks like there's a slight pin in favor still, but not by much. Quite even at the moment. But what happened to us yesterday during training was that because the wind is so different, you could have a pin end and a boat in favor at the same time. But the middle had nothing. So it's not easy to sail. Looks like most of the sailors prefer to be at the boat.
Yes.
And we can already see a big under banana form. That's slang for line sag.
Yeah, we will see if we have any BFTs to start or not.
And quite a lot of boats are waiting outside the starting line, which means they all want to squeeze in the last second.
Yeah, it's an indication that a lot of the sailors wants to start at close to the committee.
And I happen to know that this is your specialty, to come in from the right side of the starting line.
When I sailed, I was not a good starter. So I always did this, that I was waiting and then I went into the line last minute and then I could tack straight away.
We're approaching 1 minute. And probably not all of them will actually fit into the line. Some of them will be on the outside. But since all boats are drifting to the left, it's not so easy to estimate how much far to the right you need to be at 1 minute.
But as we said, it looks like it's the wind has picked up, so I think the boats are drifting faster. So I think a lot of the sailors will fit into the line. You see the Italian guy, we'll see if he fits.
Yeah, and I think the way things are now, he will for sure fit because they already drifted into the line. But I am a bit surprised that no one wants to just get a clean start alone at the pin. Even if it's like slightly worse, it's just one tiny shift and you're back in the game.
So the Norwegian guy
That's
was over the line.
Nikolai, he was over the line, yeah, but luckily now we have 1
Now we
minute,
have
so
1 minute, so
he's fine.
yes.
There are still lots of boats waiting on the outside of the line. Now it's becoming a bit risky. If you are Australia, you really need the other boats to go away so you can get a clear line to the starting vessel. We have Finland getting a great position. If you can close that gap, it looks like Italy will push in between, so looks very good for Italy. And we have quite a bit of line sag, maybe 10 meters. Maybe you need to accelerate at 15 seconds if you're more towards the left of the line.
I think now is the time to be on the line.
For sure they will be under the line at the start. And the boats on the left side. There we have the start, so it was in the middle. We had Brazil and Ireland pushing the line really close. Couldn't tell if they were over, but the rest were quite a bit under the line.
Yes.
And from this position, I would say it looked quite even, maybe slight boat in favor.
As you can see, a lot of sailors has tacked to port.
Yeah, often if you're starting at the boat and you get a worse start, you need to tack immediately. And the other boats will get a good start, normally cross over the rest of the fleet. But now we have such a small fleet, so there's not so much to play safe.
Exactly.
Let's go for the pressure and get the shift right. And even though they are safe for a few minutes, and even if we have a very high level, I would say the fleet is pretty spread out. On the left side we have Sweden 4920, who's actually sailing for Thailand in this region.
Yes. So that's why we have 2 Swedish sailors in the fleet.
Yeah, we do what we can to get more sailors into it. It looks like the right side is clearly better, and I think it's the correct decision to stay on the left side and wait for something to happen. If you tack in now, you're probably gonna doom yourself for this race no matter what happens. But you could also end up losing more, but if you already last, I mean, not much more you can lose. Looks like the far right is gaining a lot.
Yes.
Even like compared to the leading boats. If you just went right side early on, that looks great. You can see the different winds. The guys closer here in the image point much lower than the guys on the right side. Probably 40 degrees difference or something. And the deciding factor will be where the upwind mark is. So if the upwind mark is in the left wind, these guys here will be alright, but if it's in the right wind, the right side will of course win. And now we have it here, and it looks, I would say it's in the right wind. So the wind here on the left side is not covering the mark, which means they will probably not be able to cross when they're going to attack.
Looks like we have a little bit of a left shift right now, so we will see if the...
Yeah. Now we see the wind coming up there, so if they're lucky, maybe this wind will come down and actually give the left side something. Could have actually happened that we got some kind of small left shift there. That might have saved them. I still think they're behind the right side, but
Yes.
they're not super far behind anymore. It's a nice close up. Quite strong wind now,
Yeah.
maybe 12 knots. Sailors have to work with the bodies. Looks like the left side was better than I thought. As soon as we get an overview, we can give you a clear answer. It looks like the right side is still winning. Poland came from the right side. We also saw Italy, who also came from the right side. Looks like they could be among the leading boats.
I think the Swedish sailor that you saw, Oscar, he had a bad start at the committee, but then he tacked straight away after the start, so that's also a result of the right side being more favored than the left side this upwind. But I mean, a nice perk of a good start is also that you can play the fleet much more easy than if you have a bad start. We will see here who rounds the upwind mark first. It's a little bit hard to see right now.
Do you keep track of the battery? It's a quite tight race.
I'm sorry. As we saw, the Bulgarian guy was rounding the upper mark first.
Oh, it's really tight.
Now you can see that some sailors has difficult to round the mark here. See Swedish girl here.
Yeah,
I think she's touching the mark.
yeah, and she was the one who was on the left side all the way.
Yeah.
So apparently it paid off a little to stay because she's not last. But it was still better to go on the right side. So we'll go back with the drone and recharge batteries and also try to get some better connection, but it's really far away, the race course, so we're pushing the limits, so once it's possible to broadcast. Kolla, den andra nu, den här micken, den här. Och det,
Jag sa att jag var tyst, jag trodde du menade att du hade stängt av den.
Nu är du mutad.
ja, med ljud. Var det ettan eller? Det här är
Jag förstår inte någonstans här plocka upp ljud.
Är det den?
Det är något ljud.
Ska jag också prata? Nu ska jag också.
We should see the end of second upwind. Get a little bit closer, then we'll know if they already finished or not. But it looks like they're about around the second upwind mark. Most boats try the right side. Probably bad memories from the first upwind.
Yes.
But there are some who are going on the left.
Yes.
Seems like the top boats are all coming from the right side.
So the last thing we saw was that the Bulgarian guy rounded first at the last upwind mark. So we will see who is rounding in the first position now.
Who do you think is leading?
Oj, oj, oj.
We saw Italy in the front, we saw Poland in front.
Yeah. It's hard to say. We haven't been following the upwind, but yeah, it looks like the Bulgarian guy is still in the lead.
Yeah, and now it's just going straight into the finish,
Yes.
downwind. And he has a little gap, so it's a little bit easier for him.
Yeah. But as Ton said, it looked like the fleet was more to the right on the second upwind. So that's also easier for the leading boat to control the fleet if all the boats are on the same side. So we can see, it looks like the Italian guy is in the second position. Third position, I think it looks like it's Germany, and then close behind it's Polish guy. And then it's a bit of a gap down to the rest of the sailors. It also looks like maybe the wind has dropped a little bit since the start. We will see. We'll see which sailors that are behind the Germany and Poland. It looks like I can see the Swedish guy, Oscar, is one of the sailors in the other group. But now we're filming the front of the fleet. So maybe it can be a battle between the German and Polish guy. We'll see who is finishing those two. But it's still good pressure out there. Now we will be able to see the sailors behind here. We have Malta, we have Sweden, and we also have Canada. Are the following boats from the top group. And behind those three, we have the Norwegian guy. And then we will see if we can catch the finish here from the sailors, the top four sailors here. You can see it's a close battle between Germany and Poland. Germany has had the front position of those two during the whole downwind. Looks like the position 1 and 2 has already finished, and if it didn't happen anything crazy. I think the Bulgarian guy won, and then it was Andrea de Murtas, and we can also see now that the German guy finished before the Polish. So we will see who can take the fifth position here. Looks like the Canadian guy is crossing the line first out of those behind. And then we have Norway, Sweden, Malta. So to summarize this race a little bit, we saw that on the starting line, the fleet was pretty spread out. And then we had a right shift on the first upwind. All the top sailors at the upwind mark was coming from the right. We didn't see the whole second upwind, but as we said before, it looked like the right side was playing very well. So we also saw that the fleet was almost the whole fleet was lining up on the right side and the right lane line pretty early. As I said, also looks like the pressure is still very good. So we can expect one more race for today.
Yes, it will be an interesting race. Now the wind is more stable, and I think we have fair races.
Yes, it will be interesting to see in the start of the third race if the sailors have been learning something from the previous races. As we said, the right side in both races has been pretty good. So we will see if it's the same during the last race of the day.
Yes, and one of the reasons the right side could be better is because they position the race course a little bit closer to the Torbola side.
Yes.
And we have this cliff in the middle that divides the wind into two. And the wind is pressuring a little bit more from the right side if you are closer to Torbola.
So for the racing for tomorrow, we're going to be at a different area, right? This will not be where the
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we will be even further out, but then we'll uh, also broadcast from another location as well.
So as we said, it's the last race now for the day, and no discards.
Exactly.
And I think the favorite for the last race here, or for the country cup in total, will be the Italian guy. He was in a good position on the first race. We didn't really know the result in the end of the race, and then he was second in this race. So we will see how he performs in the third now.
Yeah, have we seen any other top sailors? I missed the first race, so I'm not really in the loop.
I think maybe the Polish guy, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, we'll make a call to the coaches during the break to see what's going on, and then we'll update you soon.
Yes.
So we will say goodbye for now, and then we'll be back for race number 3. Den är live också. Eller jag vet inte.
Är det den här vi kör på nu eller?
Ja, fast ljudet är inte bort. Ja. Ja. Vänta. 3, 2. Du är på.
Okay, so we're back. Sorry for being late. We have now missed the start and the first upwind. Finnish guy in the top. We will try to mention some names this race. Not all of the sailors are on the entry list, but we will say Finnish guy Sisu. Looks like he's in the front, but you can see that the fleet is more pressed now. Puerto Rico, Diego, also in the front. Malta. Now you can see we didn't see these two in the front, but Irish guy, yes. So in the front we have Irish sailor. I apologize for the pronunciations on the names. Mev from Ireland, and then we have Andrea de Murtas from Italy. It's the top boats right now, and as you can see, it's a big gap down to the rest of the fleet. Oh,
Did he get a penalty?
no, it was just a bad.
Yeah, maybe he dropped his rudder. That's a classic.
And that he lost some meters on Andrea de Murtas on that dive.
So Andrea was first and second in the first two races, and now he's first again in the third race. So it's looking good for him.
Looking good for Andrea de Murtas. So for the group behind, we had Diego from Puerto Rico rounding third, Sisu from Finland running in fourth position. Nathan from Malta in the fifth position.
Look at his rounding, Luma. 7 in a row. That's very rare.
Yeah.
And actually, probably the guys on the outside, they don't even have mark room anymore. So they left the zone. And that's really tight.
Yeah, it was a chaotic downwind rounding for this group of sailors. Looks like maybe the wind has dropped a little bit now.
Yeah, and it looks like there's something on the left. Now we have a frozen screen, but
yeah,
that actually helps us to see the wind on the left. So let's see if it's actually happening or just imagination. For sure, the sailors, most of them think it's the right side. But I think it shifted left because look, now the guys who rounded later are actually in a higher lane than the first guys. So for sure, there was some kind of left shift that just happened.
But
also the mark.
The mark is
not great anymore. So that's another indicator that something has happened. Yeah, it looks like they're
Yeah.
on the ley line, so if you could avoid the attack, it was probably beneficial. Maybe they should have changed the upwind mark, get a better second upwind.
Um, There's not much you can do right now. When
But
up,
it helps to be fast. I think
yeah,
if
I,
you-
of
if you're really
course.
fast, it's good, but yeah, as we say, it's not much you can do in terms of strategy. We can actually see that we're not that far away from the race area. And on the other side, we have the abandoned hotel where there's a waterfall, and that's just a few hundred meters from the racing area. Looks like the wind shifted back a bit. Now they actually have to tack to the mark. You can see the tunnels where the start is tomorrow.
You can now see that looks like it is a right shift right now, and the Irish guy is now rounding the upwind mark before the Italian guy. Finland rounding third.
Looks like the fleet stretched out a bit. It was
Yeah,
really tight
I agree.
at the bottom, and now I don't really know what happened.
So Puerto Rico.
It's from the Arab Emirates. And then we have Malta.
Malta, Denmark, Estonia rounding, Bulgaria, and close behind is Australia and Canada.
Lots of boats who are a bit behind the rest. Probably the left side had some issues. And these are the conditions we had all week. Very tricky conditions. Sometimes you lose all the pressure. And now we only have 20 boats on the line. And tomorrow, what could we have? 200, 150 boats. That's what we normally have here in Riva del Garda and Garda meeting. I think that's very scary when you're planning your start. But because the starting line is so long, and if you're accidentally on a place where there's no wind, you will fall behind immediately. And yeah, not much you can do when there are
No.
another 199 boats who are ahead of you.
Yeah, it's almost tomorrow's gonna be almost like double the starting line from like a regular starting line. So as Ton said, it will be very important to know where to start. It will make a big difference.
It is a nice shot. I expect we'll get many nice drone shots tomorrow, like this one. You can see the gusts building up in the background. It's very clear where they are. Doesn't look like something is coming down to the sailors yet. Maybe a little bit left better on the left side on the screen. So did we already have Italy finishing?
Yeah,
I think Finland was third, no?
third,
So,
yes. So the Ireland and Italy has already crossed the finishing line. And then I think we can say that we're pretty confident in Italy and Andrea de Murtas winning
yeah,
the country cup.
big congratulations to Italy
Yes.
and family de Murtas. That was a very convincing victory. Was it 4 points in total?
Yeah, I think, yeah. No, I
That's
think maybe five
five.
if he didn't take the Ireland on the downwind.
Ah, yeah, okay, that's right.
But
So, but anyway, I don't think anyone was close to that
no,
in this regatta. So we'll see if his fortune continues in the big Garda meet tomorrow.
I
And
think Andrea de Murtas is one of the favorites for
this regatta,
the regatta also. But we will see what type of conditions we have tomorrow. And then we're not really sure how the rest of the podium looks like. Second and third place. No results has been published. So I think it can be a tight competition who takes the second and third place.
Indeed. And what about tomorrow? When do we have to start tomorrow so people know when to tune in for the live stream?
Yes, so the first start for tomorrow is at 1 o'clock. So it's a pretty late start, and if everything goes right, the live stream will be ready at that time.
Yes, and
Yes.
we hope to go live a little bit early tomorrow and with our full team. And now we have tested all the equipment, and we'll also send from location closer to the race course tomorrow. If you like this stream, remember to like us on social media. And we will see you guys again tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, goodbye and see you
Goodbye.
tomorrow.